everyone, welcome back, and today I've got something absolutely special for you. This is my secret salted caramel sauce. Now, if you've ever tasted my caramel sauce, it is absolutely amazing. Now, there's a few things to keep in mind when you're making caramel sauce. Now, this recipe has only 3 ingredients really in it other than the salt. So it's super simple to make, and I promise you that once you try this, it's always going to be there in your fridge. What you need, like I said, is butter, cream and sugar. Now, the sugar for this recipe I've used is the Indian jaggery. Indian jaggery is basically cane sugar that either comes to you in a block, or nowadays you even get it in a ready powder form. So the reason I like it is because it is already powdery in texture. So if you can get your hands on the Indian jaggery, then use that instead of brown sugar. For the cream, I've used a simple heavy cream, and for the butter, I would recommend you go with salted butter, because the more salt we can get into this one, the better. Now, the thing to keep in mind is the proportion. For this recipe, the cream and the sugar should be in exactly the same quantity, and the butter should be exactly half that amount. So if you stick with these proportions, you can make as much as you want, really. It's always important to have the butter half, because otherwise when you cool this down, you're going to see a layer of butter on the top if there's too much butter in your recipe. So stick with these proportions and you can't go wrong. Now, if you want to serve this warm, you can warm this up on the stove top or in the micro, and you can make it like a dripping sauce that you could drip over, your cakes or any sort of dessert. This stays really well in the fridge for as long as you want. You can store it in any bottle or airtight container and it will last, but I don't think it's gonna last, if you know what I mean. Let's get started with this recipe. Now, I have over here 50 grams of salted butter, and my butter is nice and melted, and the next thing I'm going to do is add the sugar to it. So I'm adding 100 grams of jaggery. Now, if you can't find jaggery, like I said, go and use brown sugar. Now, my jaggery is nice and melted, and this is when I add in my cream. So like I said, I'm using 100 grams of cream here because I used 100 grams of sugar. Now, I make my lovely apple pie with this caramel sauce. So you can make all sorts of things with it. Another thing you could do is warm it up till it's a little bit runny, and then cool it back down again, and then you can use it to drizzle it over your ice cream. The next thing I'm going to do is add in a little bit more salt, so a pinch of salt. Now, if you like it more salty, you can go ahead and add a little bit more. So just to quickly recap, half the amount of butter than the sugar and the cream, and preferably if you can find the Indian jaggery. Sri Lanka also makes really good jaggery. So once you've added the cream, then you need to cook it on a medium-low to medium heat, just for a couple of minutes till you start to see it ever so slightly bubble, and then you can take it off. Now, it will set in the fridge. So please try out this recipe. I'm telling you, your kids are gonna love you for it. You're gonna love you for it. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share all our videos.